Let's check out step by step how I made this pond. No funny business. All mistakes are included. And I'll show you everything we did, snip by snip. Beautiful Santa Claus guppy fry. All 7 are still alive. Diverse plants. Tons of snails. Let's get into it. Oh yeah, we're building a pond. This right here is the NFE solar pond pump off of Amazon. It is a solar powered pump. Now these things clearly say that they're not going to run unless it's in direct sunlight. And the pump. This is what's going to be our filtration and aeration system for now. We're going to be using a kiddie pool, 250 gallons. And putting this inside with some play sand, some soil, and some driftwood. And whatever else we could probably find. Some plants. So we have this moat out back. It goes all the way around. So we're going to use this to stock. At least at first. At least this is where we're going to get our plants and all the other good stuff from. We have a nice piece of driftwood over there cycling, as well as the filtration media or filter media from in here. And it comes with a big diverse, I don't want to say population, but a diverse group of different filtration media types. We have bio balls. We have the ceramic rings of different types. Something that resembles coral, or like lava rock. And yeah, a whole bunch of different types of little pebbles and stuff in here. Different shapes and sizes. And this is going to be really good for our beneficial bacteria to grow on. I have some lava rock sourced from elsewhere. And what we're going to do is put all this stuff inside of this bag and drop it in the water, let it sit there for a couple days. And that should help cycle it a little bit and get some beneficial bacteria on it. Oh, this thing is... There we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, just dump all this stuff out. Like I said, big diversity of different sized pebbles and rocks and stuff. So I'm going to set this up off camera real quick and then I'll catch you right back. Alright, there we go. So we're going to want to take this. Put it there. Make sure that the hole lines up. And this goes right in. And there you have it. We'll come back when it's time to actually set it up. Let's say hello to the new pond. I went with this. It holds up to 250 gallons, which we know that's not going to really work because of the amount of substrate and rock and driftwood we're going to be putting in there. I'm going to try to find quite a few pieces of driftwood from actual water. That way we can seed the tank a little bit. We're going to grab some plants and all that stuff from out of there. It's going to be quite a big project, so what might look to you like something that's been done in one day, it's actually not. It's gonna take probably a course of a couple weeks to do this, but I'll take you along with the journey in little clips. This pond is 6 feet wide. That's the diameter, so it's gonna take quite a bit of space. We're gonna put it right back here and surround it with some nice plants. All right, we got this all washed up. This piece here, there's 2 of them. They're just extras. They go inside of here whenever this gets clogged up. This stuff right here, we don't need right now. This is for the solar panel. That's the other one of those filtration medias that go inside of here. Here's all my filtration media. Some of it's not gonna fit in there, especially probably the lava rocks, but I still want it filtered, so we're gonna filter it all anyways. Or not filter, excuse me, we wanna get it seeded. So we're gonna throw that into the moat there. So the only things we really need right now is to figure out how to set up this part. Excuse me for the shaky video or the poor quality. Just moved, so all the camera gear is still packed up. So we have different types of nozzles here for different versions of spray. And then we have the stuff that we need to actually make this all work. So that's gonna be step 1. Step 2, step 3, and then step 4, I believe. That's the way it should be working. So let me get that all set up and I'll be right back. All right, guys, to get your pond set up, first thing is location. Now you're gonna wanna go through the area that you want to plant. Well, excuse me, plant. Well, yeah, plant your pond. Or put your pond for the day. You're gonna find it, you're gonna clear it of any debris, rake it up a little bit, and then you're gonna put down some tarp so that anything that you missed doesn't puncture the pond. Now we have our base layout for the pond. And there we go, that thing's actually a lot bigger than I expected it to be. But you're gonna roughly get out the shape of your pond in the rough area that you want it. And next would be substrate. So I'm gonna do soil at the bottom, and then I'm going to do sand on top. So first let's start off with the soil, and I want it roughly about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches from the floor all the way around. Well, let's scratch that. I take that back. This is actually a terrible idea. Do not do this. So the first problem is that I didn't even think about. This pool has a very thin floor, and this is chocked with sticks everywhere. So I can almost guarantee you this thing is gonna have a leak. So I just piled it all up in this corner, because just by trying to take it out, I could probably also cause a leak. So I'm just gonna cover this top up with sand. And I wanted it originally to be all flat. Now I guess it's gonna be like a hill coming from down here, and pray that it doesn't leak after all the pressure and weight goes in. So to avoid making any tears, this is what we ended up with. I put all the sand, all 100 pounds of sand, which I might have already torn it just from the pressure of that, into this. Now doing this, it's probably going to be next to impossible to get the bottom flat, and I'm also going to run into toxic air bubbles later on with the dirt under the sand. But it's the best I could do right now. Now, after our major screw up, we can add some water and pray for the best. We're about halfway into the process. A little bit of soot that was left over. No cloudiness. no into the sand. Just a very slow, steady stream. Going the opposite direction from the sand. Now I'm starting to add some wild plants. Laying some of them down by rocks. This is just for now to see how they're gonna do. If I need to move them, or they might just melt. There's still a lot of chlorine in here, but we'll see. Either way, we're putting some of that beneficial bacteria into there. Alright, as you can see, we've gained quite a bit of soot and algae and stuff, but that's exactly what we're going for. We found a couple of different types of plants, some plants that needed to be buried, some that didn't. I do not know much about aquatic plants at all. All of these might not even be aquatic, but they were under the water. I didn't wash all this algae and stuff up because I wanted to kind of seed this pond. We're not drinking from it, we're not swimming in it. See, like here, there's already some snails. So I wanted to get some of these critters in here. There's another snail. Just because we get a free cleanup crew if they survive the chlorine, of course, and also we get all this algae, and look, there's a spider. Algae and beneficial bacteria. I can also be starting an algae bloom too, but we're gonna add a couple of different plants every few days. So this is it for today until it fills up. I can definitely tell it's unlevel, so we will be cutting holes on that side whenever it gets full on this side, so that whenever it rains, the runoff can come out of there. But yeah, there you guys have it. It's looking good. The dirt is to be expected. Alright, we're finally full. It's more full on that end than it is on this end because we're on level, which is fine. All I'm going to do is take this screw and poke some holes right along here so that when it rains, it doesn't overfill. And that should be plenty. Alright, it's the start of day 2. Everything's still looking okay. Nothing seems to be leaking. It's a very good sign. Now we're gonna put our filter together, which is already together. I just gotta go and grab our filter media from over here. Look out for the gators. All we have to do is put this part right into here, and then put this part and slide it onto the back of our solar panel. Now we can layer these different types of filtration media into the filter. I was able to fit all of that pretty finely inside of there, plus extra lava rock. So that's nice. Got a lot of things to choose from for the biological media. Pump is now filled and in the water. Now here comes the moment of truth. Does it work? These nozzles here are supposed to control which way the water works, or how fast the water pumps out. Oh, would you look at that? Okay. Alright, there we are. Not fully sunny out. There's quite a bit of clouds. This did get a lot weaker for a second there. I thought I did something wrong, but it was just a cloud passing. I'm interested to see if it gets any stronger. It is actually pushing a little bit stronger right now. So I want to see how strong this gets when it's full sunlight. And we'll check back then. But it is doing its job. So call me lazy or call me cruel. But another way to cycle your tank / pond a lot faster is to do it with fish in it. I was gonna wait a couple days to put some fish in there. Well, there's plenty of snails that are surviving just fine. So I don't want to say for sure, but I'm thinking that the chlorine, I don't smell the chlorine anymore. I'm thinking that the chlorine is settled or evaporated out. So that could be good. The main thing I'm worried about right now is air bubbles coming out of the sand. That could be toxic to the fish, but I'm probably about 85% positive that the fish that I do put in here right now are going to be, they'll die. So we're gonna use free fish out the creek, or the moat, whatever you'd like to call it. And we're gonna use this water bottle that's been inverted, some string on it, and some crackers in there. We're gonna leave that in the water for about 30 minutes and see what we can get that'll go inside. The way this works is the fish will swim in. It's gonna be kind of hard for them to be able to swim back out. We're using such a small bottle, or a bottle with such a small hole, because we don't want any big fish. We just want some little fish to get the system going. So I'm going to put some water in there so it can weigh itself down. I have to be really careful because I have this pesky alligator over here. Yeah, he sees me coming. That's Al. And so the goal is, the idea is, I got one bottle in there already, but I can already see there is a baby fish in there. And he's gonna have the hardest time trying to get out. So we'll leave that 30 minutes. I don't know what species of fish we're gonna catch. There's tons of little fish everywhere. Don't know what type of species, but like I said, they're most likely gonna end up dying anyways, so it's not a big deal. And the fish are very plenty in this pond, so let's just see what we can do. Alright guys, it's been quite over an hour that these have been in here. The last time I came outside though, Al, the alligator, was right here on top of my piece of driftwood. So I'm not going to be grabbing these jugs out until I can spot him, because I'm not playing those games. So what we can do right now to get started is we can set up a little jar for the acclimation process to happen. Sorry for talking like this, I'm on the lookout. I can almost guarantee that I'm gonna be dealing with him trying to get into this pond, which is really bad because, of course, I went the cheapest route. So if I just kick this, it's gonna fall over and all the water's gonna come out. So we're gonna have to build some type of fencing or something, which in the long run is something that we're gonna have to do anyways, because it's not only the alligators, it's the birds, the raccoons, shoot, even mice. All sorts of stuff can get into your pond. Snakes. So what we're gonna do to get the acclimation point started is we're just gonna grab a bucket like this. Yep. And we are going to pour the old water out. Gonna put some rocks in the bottom. Big pile of rocks that I got from over here. That'll help weigh it down. Let's see, we gotta get something for it to sit on top of. So, actually this one's smaller. So, what we could do, I'm not gonna do all this on camera. I'm just gonna take off this paper and put some rocks in here. All right, so we got our container with our rinsed rocks. I still don't see this gator. It's all right, we'll come over to this side, right here, where I could definitely see what's where. So you can see clear to the bottom right here. Shake the cup. And some pond water. So what we want to do is, this water is actually pretty warm. And it's not too far off, but it is a little bit warmer than the other water. So when we retrieve our minnows, we're gonna examine them. We'll be able to get a good look at them through here, see if maybe we can try to see what we have, or if we can identify them. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to identify them. But we set this on top of that. Yeah, that doesn't feel too stable. Probably gonna add a couple more rocks. There we go. So we added some rocks. It's not too stable, but I mean, if something happens, it's okay. That's why we're doing this with free fish first. Let's see if we can't get our first minnow trap. So I did see fish in here at first. So maybe they are a little bit more clever than we thought, because they got out. Yep, I don't see nothing in there now. But that's not a big problem. Just throw it back in there and wait a couple more minutes. We did manage to get one fish in our other trap. So I think because they're so small, they actually can swim right back out as their leisure. But that's okay, we want small. We'll just have to keep trying. That's the fun of having the water right in your backyard. Nature, water, and alligators. There's actually 3 fish in here. So we're gonna cut this open. We're probably gonna go through a lot of bottles in this process. Cut this open, retrieve them out, and go put them in the acclimation bucket. So, wild fish can really jump. As I was trying to put them into the bucket, 2 of the 3 jumped out. There they are right there. 1 should actually be acclimating the right way. He's definitely probably hiding in the rock somewhere. Alright, it is the end of day 2. The fish we have procured There's only 3 of them. They're actually mosquito fish. So I'm gonna keep it at 3. Most likely they'll die off. If they don't die, I hope they're all females because I don't want them breeding in here. I mean, it's not a big deal if they do because the water is stagnant at night. But I want them to cycle the tank. We got a lot of soot because we added our driftwood. Looks pretty cool from when you're sitting down. And a lot of the dirt and seeds are coming from this scoop of floating plants that I got. I don't know if this is duckweed or not. Tomorrow I got a pool skimmer coming, and what I'm gonna do is hopefully a lot of this stuff will sink to the bottom and just the plants will be up the top. And I'm gonna put all of those inside of a ring of a pool noodle to keep them contained, and then I can skim the rest of the pond. There we have it, the end of day 2. Now we're on day 3. Mosquito fish are still surviving. That's a good sign. Yeah, I'm tired of looking at all this muck on the bottom, so I went ahead and bought 3 more bags of sand. So we're gonna have a total of 250 gallons worth of sand in here. And then I'm gonna take a pool noodle and make like a little ring out of it. That way I can put all that duckweed into it. Still waiting on a skimmer as well to get a little bit more cleaned up. So we took a pool noodle and wedged a stick in between the holes on each end to make it into a ring. And I've got all the duckweed right in there. My skimmer finally came. It's very murky now because I just added all 3 bags of sand. So now you can see it's sanded all the way around. Not a thick layer of sand over here, very thin. But in a couple of days it should clear up. I'm just gonna go ahead and skim the rest of this muck out. Here we are at the end of day 3. Still murky from all the sand that we added today. It's to be expected. Hornwort was having some problems. It did rain today, and it got all back out. So I put it around these 2 plants so this can't move to the filter and then get stuck under. And if it rains, hopefully in time, this banana plant will provide it some coverage so it won't get all out of whack. We also put some hornwort in here. We have 2 bunches of hornwort over here and 1 bunch over there in that corner. 2 bunches I rinsed off to get all the algae off. 1 I left normal, and with that 1 I left normal, it's because I seen 2 fish in there. So we have now 5 little fish swimming around in here. They're most likely also mosquito fish, but we'll see. Guys, we're now at day 6. Our duckweed is actually growing, producing more duckweed. That's a good sign. Water has cleared up from the sand. It's not crystal clear. It does have a little bit of a green tint to it, but that's to be expected. So now we're at the point where I'm just trying to decide exactly where I want to get fish from, because I know I want to put guppies in here, but I definitely want a really nice type of guppy. So I'm online right now trying to search the different stores near me and see what I could do. I might actually just get some offline, because online seems to have the better breeds or species, color variations to choose from. And then that means we're going fishing to get these mosquito fish out so we can get some other fish in. I don't want these mosquito fish bothering my guppies. All the mosquito fish are still alive, so I think it's safe to say that I can go ahead and start adding fish. That's all with the power of plants from the moat, which are all doing pretty well. Not too much melting happening and stuff like that, so everything seems good so far. We are now day 6 or 7. Starting to get a little bit too long to keep track of. We've gotten all 4 mosquito fish out, and we have went with the quickest option we could to get some fish. We had to get them shipped, unfortunately, because my means of transportation, the pet store, is too far. So we ended up getting some really cool fish. They're just going to be fry when they get here, so they're probably not going to be too colorful, but we'll still show them off when we send them in. But we got some Santa Claus guppies, so I'm really excited for that. Got quite a bit of an algae bloom, which is to be expected. Some plants are starting to melt, and once again, I have no idea if any of these are actual aquatic plants, other than the duckweed, of course, and the maybe hornwort, whatever the hell that is that I grabbed. I do know that this is alligator weed with the little flower there, and these that look like lily pads are actually pennywort. But other than that, I have no clue. We have our guppies arriving in the next 2 days, so I think I'm gonna put some aquarium salt in here. Our pond aerator is here. It's the same brand as the pond pump, NFE Solar. It is a solar 4-watt aerator. It's supposed to run off battery at nighttime, so I got this to try to combat the fact that my filter doesn't run at night. So I just want some type of water movement at nighttime. I might actually turn these into filters, like sponge filters themselves. Either buy some sponge filters or make something out of 2 liters. So we got our air tubing, 9 feet, 3 air stones, our stuff to screw in the solar panel if we want to attach it to the wall or something. We also have the stake, directions, and the solar panel itself. If I can get it out with one hand. There we go. Nice. So let's get it set up at the pond. I'm just gonna cut the tubing and stuff off camera, and we'll pick it up from there. Well, we got our air stones here and here, and it's coming down here with the pump underneath. Got our battery light indicators in blue, and the fact that it's on in green, and then we have a couple different modes we can choose from. So this one's 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So that's the strongest one, and that's what we're gonna stick with. Fingers crossed, guys. Be very careful, we don't want to puncture anything that might be inside of there. Alright, now that my shipping information is out of the way, let's see what we've got. This should be fry of Santa Claus guppies. Got some nice foam padding. Keep them good. Lots of bubble wrap. Oh, I see activity. All right, awesome. There we have it. We have all of our fry. They look happy and healthy. And he was nice enough to send us some aquatic plants. I even went ahead and asked him what type of plant this is, and he said it's a variation of jungle val, but a North American version. But I'm super excited. This is awesome. Gotta hurry up and get these guys acclimated. I'm pretty sure they've had a rough journey. We actually ordered 6 fry and received 7 and a free plant. So that is awesome. Once again, thank you, Lou, over at Tropics of Tampa. This is us getting them acclimated in a form of drip acclimation. So every couple of minutes, we're just gonna come in and do that. That should get them close to the temperature as well as the parameters of the water. Moment of truth, guys. Time to release. Everybody's acclimating very nicely. They look hungry, happy, and healthy. They were drip acclimated, so they should be a little used to the water parameters. There's about 4 of them. I don't want to put too much water on them. Go ahead. Let's get the rest out.